Namaskar. Welcome back to the example number 13 for the event Professional Prospects. In the previous video, we had a detailed discussion on this example chart wherein we studied a female chart who is working in abroad and we were talking about her job changing periods. In that, he was getting uh, not change of job, loss of job in particular period, in particular antra, in one bukti and one antra, she got a loss of job. But same antra in the previous, in another period, did not give the change of job or loss of job. So why that one planet is acting as unfavorable for one event under one particular dasa bhukti, but not in the other particular dasa bhukti. Why that is called PILT connections. As per EPS, we can easily identify. It is because of the role of the key planets connecting to the dasa, bhukti, and antra combinedly. That role of unfavorable key planets or favorable key planets, accordingly, combinedly they will give the impact. So if they are not present, they are not connected to each other, then automatically that role of the particular planet will not be the same, will not be equally giving the similar impact when it is connecting to the other planet by through its key planets. So that is called a PILT connection. So that we had a detailed discussion with the help of the EPS table in the previous video. Now we are going to study the same example with the help of the PILT table. Now let us examine the chart. Example 13, timing of event, job in abroad, change of job and loss of job in different periods. Now let us examine this example chart with the help of the PILT table, studying with PILT table. This is the birth chart of that female native. Now let us examine the chart with the help of the PILT table. Let me go to the house grouping and we'll go to the PILT page. Yes, we are now on the PILT table and you can see use EPS colors and I'm clicking KP check all. So all the planets with the respective EPS colors what we assigned in the previous video that has been taken here. Now we have to check the destiny and the sub periods. Prior to that, let me open these self-significators. Always recommended to keep open the self-significators and also birth chart. Since it is going to occupy more space, whenever it is required, we can open the birth chart also. And now look at the self-significations. That the event is profession all jobs, though it is in abroad. So in abroad and the job in homeland, the difference only within the ninth house will be supportive for abroad job and ninth house. In homeland, it is having some mixed significations. Whatever may be that, 9,000, 12,000, there can be supportive for the job prospects in abroad, but they can also be unfavorable only when they are if they are connected to 5th house and 8th house, right? 9 and 12 will be supportive only when the favorable houses are also connecting to that. Anyway, you check the significators of all the 9 planets. The red color planet is Ketu 5 and 8. So it is indicating weakness. But support planet, second planet, Mars is a good key planet. It is good. So this is indicating weakness for the job prospect, but second planet is supportive. And Venus is the pink and Saturn is the pink planet. So pink means both favorable and unfavorable. Suppose, because you can see Venus, 5th Lord, 12th Lord occupying 5th house, 3, 7, 11 star Lord and 2 and 10 cuspal sublord. If you take the Venus being the, 5th Lord, occupying the 5th house and 3, 7, 11, 2 and 10, that this planet is, sorry, supportive for the job prospect connecting to the 5th house. 5, 5, 3, 7, 11, 2 and 10 are favorable only. But this 5, 12 and 5, this grouping is indicating weakness, supportive for changes, right? And Saturn, 8th Lord, 9th Lord, occupying 4th house, close to 5th house, and 5 and 11. This is also supportive for changes. So Saturn and Venus, these two planets are having some mixed signification, supportive for change. And also Ketu. Ketu is because of the second planet is getting some strength, and all other planets, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, and Jupiter, and Mercury. Mercury is the strongest one, dark green with the favorable houses. Remaining all planets are favorable only. So that way, overall, this chart is favorable for the professional prospects. Only the Saturn, Venus, and Ketu are indicating some weakness. So now we have studied each planet's self-signification. So which are the unfavorable or change-causing key planets we have checked. So now let us check the destiny planet. 10th lord is which planet? 10th lord is Jupiter. And 10th sublord is Venus. So 10th lord Jupiter is in the star of Ketu, 12 level is Saturn. This is indicating some weakness because a pink shade and red color planets are coming means okay, they are indicating some changes or challenges. 10th Lord planet in the star of a planet and so 12 level planet is Saturn. They are supportive for changes. Of course, they are all having favorable houses also. Sublord is Mercury is good. So the 10th Lord is influenced by these, change causing key planet Ketu, Saturn strongly and also forming roller link. And favorable key planets also strongly present. And 10th sublord is Venus. Venus itself is the 10th cuspal sublord planet that itself is 5th lord or 12th lord occupying 5th house, 3, 7, 11. So suppose instead of 3, 7, 11, if it is 4, 8, 12 trichon, then the impact of the unfavorable will be more. Now this is supportive for change moving towards 2 and 10, right? So the 10th cuspal sublord planet itself is a mixed key planet in its own Rasi. And star level Jupiter is good, 2A level Ketu, and sublord again Venus, it is also having mixed one. So destiny planet is supportive for job prospects through the supports and also through the star level planet. And other level planets also getting that other favorable key planets in their rulers and also in supports. So it means this planet is supportive for job prospect, but also it is supportive for changes because Venus itself is in own sub, having got the mixed significations, and star level planet Jupiter is good. So that way, that is supportive for changes only. So Venus planet, in the Venus destiny planet, in the destiny, which are the unfavorable key planet? Venus itself is change causing key planet and also Saturn. Venus having got Saturn. Saturn is there at all levels influencing. So that way Venus, Saturn are the unfavorable key planets and Ketu forming ruling and next comes the Ketu. These three planets are Venus, Saturn and Ketu are afflicting or causing some affliction to the 10th sublord planet. So 10th sublord planet itself and Saturn and Ketu, these are the unfavorable or weak key planets afflicting the destiny planet. Now we have studied the destiny, we have found the unfavorable key planet which are afflicting the destiny planet. Now let us check the Dasa lot. Now this native is running Jupiter Dasa. Previously he was running Rahu Dasa. Rahu Dasa was running up to June 2020. From July 2020 onwards, presently Jupiter Dasa is running. Now the question is, how is Rahu Dasa? How is going to be Jupiter Dasa? Which is better or which is having some weakness? Obviously, if you see that all the rulers of the Rahu is good, no green, no pink or no red color planets are running. That itself is indicating overall Rahu is better. Whereas Jupiter in star level, 2A level, it is indicating weakness and forming ruler link also, it is also indicating weakness. Sublord, though it is star level, 2A level having some weakness, sublord is favorable with a good key planet and because Mercury is the strongest favorable key planet, and also sublord of the star lord of the sublord also good, and forming ruler link. So all are good also present. But comparative to the Rahu, the Jupiter has got some weakness that we are able to see that. In Rahu Dasa, which are the planets are causing affliction to the Rahu? Venus and Saturn strongly. Venus and Saturn are strongly. Then 12 level planet Ketu is coming, right? Saturn are strongly playing, and Venus. So now, under the Rahu Dasa, during that Rahu Dasa, we are going to talk about one Bugdi called Mars. The last Bugdi of the Dasa Lord Rahu is Mars. Under Rahu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, when it was running, that native had a change of job. Whether Mars is capable to give the change of job, yes, Mars is good. Star level Ketu, 2A level Saturn or change causing key planet, right? And they are also forming ruler linked to the planet. So it is supportive for change. And though they are supportive for changes, further these houses are favorable. Key planets are also running and also forming ruler link. They are all supportive for the change of job. So during that Rahu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Rahu itself is good, less afflicted by the unfavorable key planet, and Mars Bugdi is supportive for change, afflicted by Ketu and Saturn, because the destiny planet is influenced by these planets. That planet, Ketu and Saturn, are ruling the Bugdi Lord, and also that Venus also playing role indirectly to the 2A level planet. It is present. So and this Mars in the star of Ketu, Ketu represents Mars itself. So that favorable also present at the star level and sub level, good key planet forming ruler link. So it is supportive for change only, right? In Rahu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, in one antra, she got the change of job. In Mars Bugdi, Mars itself is going to be a small period. In Rahu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Rahu will give, Rahu Antra will give the change. No, Rahu is not talking about any change. Look at Jupiter. In Jupiter Antra is in the star of Ketu, 12 level is Saturn, and that Ketu is ruling, influencing the source planet, Jupiter. And also that Bugdila are also present in the supports. You can see the rulers of the Mars and Jupiter, both are same, star level, 12 level, all are same, only the planet only different. Source only is different. Mars in the sign of Jupiter, that Jupiter itself is going to act as the Antra. At star level, 2 level are supportive for changes. The key planets of the Mars Bugdi itself is playing role here. And also all other planets, favorable key planets are forming ruler link. So during that Mars, Jupiter, they are having key planets connection and also having good key planets also present. Favorable key planets of the Bugdilad is playing role in the source Mars itself and also Mars itself here, and Mercury, that Mars sublord Mercury also playing role here. So in Ragu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Jupiter Antra, change of job happened. Why Rahu is good? Mars is getting the affliction by way of Ketu and Saturn, because Mars in the star of Ketu and 12 level Saturn both are in support, influencing the Mars itself. Now that Antara, which is also having the influence of Ketu Saturn and also connecting to the Mars, that Jupiter is having connection to the Mars, and also that Ketu Saturn are playing role, and Mars also supporting to the star level planet, and also sublord also good. If the sublord is not Mercury, it is not good. Definitely Jupiter would have not given the change of job, rather it can cause loss also. But here Jupiter is supported by the sublord planet Mercury. So that way, Ragu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, Jupiter Antra, Bugdi and Antra change of job happened. So Mars through the star level Ketu and star lord of the star lord Saturn, and through the influence of the Ketu and Saturn to the source planet, it is capable to give the change. But after the Mars Jupiter, he applied the new job during that Jupiter period because supported for the change. And when she joined the other company, it was Saturn Antra, because 1 or 2 months that Antra will changes. She gave the letter, and after that she joined during that Saturn Antra, because you can see Saturn in the star of Jupiter is a favorable K planet, and that way it is forming good, having got good support planets in the star level, and sublord planet Saturn also having some weakness, but all these planets are supportive. So at the time of joining the job, change of job, she did in Rahu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, and Saturn Antra. Actually got the job in Jupiter. A change of job happened in Jupiter, but joined the new job only in Saturn because of the time period. The notice period has to be given, right? So after that, Mars, since it has got weakness, it can give, that other planets can give change of job under Mars, right? Other than the Jupiter, any other planet is capable to give a change of job. No other planet has given the change of job under the Mars Bhukti. Because that planet which is capable to give the change of job, that should have connection to the Bugdi Lord, and also should be having the weak significator at the planet level, star level. That source and effect should have the combination. Then comes the sublord. That way, know that after Jupiter, then Saturn is fine, and Mercury planet. Let me clear all these things. You see, we are talking about the Jupiter, sorry. We are talking about Rahu Dasa, Mars Bukti, Jupiter Antra got the new job and joined in the Saturn Antra. So change of job happened. Under Mars Bukti, after that, after Mars Bukti, Jupiter Antra, Mars Bukti, Rahu Dasa, Mars Bukti, after Jupiter, she did not give, have change in any Saturn also, and also in Mercury also having Mars and star level Ketu, Saturn are present, but during Mercury did not have change. Why? That Mercury star level, this grouping is very good. This is not talking about any change. Sublord is also indicating some weakness. That is also getting the support of the Rahu. So they are all now talking about any change of job. Under Mars, Mercury also will not give change of job. Then Ketu also the same way, and Venus also the same way, did not give any chance, change of job. Now the point is, after that, Rahu, Jupiter Dasa started. How is Jupiter Dasa? In Rahu Dasa, unfavorable key planet role is directly not present. That is the strength of the Rahu. Whereas in Jupiter, Jupiter star lord Ketu, Saturn, and Ketu, Saturn, they are forming the ruler link, and Venus. So all the planet, importantly, Ketu, Saturn are the strong, unfavorable key planet, and Venus, they are influencing the Jupiter Dasa straight away. So, but it is having all favorable key planets also strongly present with the, rulers link also. Mars, and Mars is playing role. So they are all good only. So, but this definitely Jupiter will give changes during its Dasa period. When compared to Rahu, that impact is going to be more. So, which are the Bugdis which are under the influence of this Ketu, Saturn, and Venus, along with that favorable key planets, they will give support for the change under the Jupiter Dasa in their Bugdi. In Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bugdi started. Saturn is the planet which is influencing the Jupiter in the supports, and also by 2A level it is acting, right? So Jupiter in the Jupiter Dasa, Saturn is the one of the strong unfavorable key planet. Then comes the Ketu and Venus. So that Saturn itself is playing, and in this Rasi of Venus, so this is very good grouping. So this is supportive for change, right? It is not supportive for, any unwanted thing. It is supportive for change of job during its period. But whether change is going to be good, that Saturn in the star of Jupiter, it is favorable, but that is having that Ketu and Saturn. So Saturn is influencing star level planet also. And 2A level planet, Ketu is present. Ketu also influencing star level planet. So that favorable star lord Jupiter influenced by the 2A level planet Ketu and also support planet Saturn, that Buddhi Lord itself. And furthermore, the sublord also Saturn. So the unfavorable influence of the Ketu, Saturn, and Venus are strongly present in the Saturn Buddhi. So under the Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Buddhi is supportive for change. That change is going to be, not way, it is not going to be more favorable. It can give some challenges also, because that Saturn in the sub of Saturn itself, same unfavorable grouping are present, afflicting the Jupiter. So that way, Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Buddhi started. So that Saturn is ready to give some changes, some sort of troubles to the native under the Jupiter Dasa Saturn Buddhi, right? In which same mantra can give the any trouble to that native on the job? No, because star level is the favorable key planet of the Dasa Lord. Jupiter is playing role at the star Lord, and own sign and other favorable key planets also present. So, and the star Lord of the sublord also favorable Jupiter is present. Because of that, in own antra, that Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bhakti, Saturn antra will not give any notable trouble, right? So the planet which antra under Saturn Bhakti can give trouble, what we have to do? We have to check the unfavorable key planets which are afflicting or which is causing that Bhakti is strongly weaker. Here, Ketu, Saturn, Venus. Here, strongly Saturn itself, and second, Rasi Lord Venus. Venus itself, because two Saturn, Venus, and then comes the Ketu. So Saturn, Venus, Ketu are the strong, favorable, unfavorable key planets under the Buddhi Lord Saturn, right? So that way, during that antra, which are influenced by the Saturn, Venus, Ketu, that planet will give the trouble, right? So let us check. In Mercury, in the star level, Mars is good, so it is not under the influence of the this unfavorable straight away. Only sub-level only having weakness and forming ruler link, but favorable also strongly present at the planet and star level. This is not very bad. And here Ketu starts star level Saturn, but these levels are good and also having good key planet. So that's starting with the fifth house, but the role of influence of the Venus is not there at the source level, and star level it is fine. But these three levels, 2A level, sub level, star lord of the sublord, they are not supportive for any sort of troubles or challenges to the job. It is indicating weakness, but not very bad, right? Look at Venus. Venus is the important key planet afflicting the Buddhi Lord, because Saturn in the sign of Venus itself. And if you look at that birth chart, if you keep open the birth chart, that also will help furthermore. Look at the birth chart. Saturn in the sign of Venus, not only in the sign of Venus, it is conjoined with the Venus also. So that is going to be a strong, influence by from the Venus, unfavorable key planet. So Saturn, Venus are combinedly present. They are conjoined in the sign of Venus itself. So when Venus itself is acting as the Antara Lord, which is well connected to the Saturn. Venus is own sign and connected to Saturn, because conjoined with Saturn, that Saturn is the Buddhi Lord. Now, Venus in the star of Jupiter is good key planet. So it's good only. It is supportive for change, and unfavorable also influence is there. And 2A level planet Ketu trying to give some trouble, but supportive for change. But the problem is with the sublord. Venus, Jupiter, Ketu supportive for change, like Saturn, Jupiter, Ketu. How it is supportive for change? Because sublord Saturn is not good. It is the result is not going to be favorable. Here, Venus also, it is unfavorable key planet with a mixed one. Star level support for change, favorable key planet, 2 level is weakness, but sublord again Venus has come. This grouping, Saturn and Venus combination is not good. So during that period, because Jupiter already influenced by Ketu, Saturn, and Venus, they are all playing. When Saturn itself is under the influence of Saturn, Ketu, Saturn, you can see Saturn, Ketu, Saturn. Then Venus is having Venus, Ketu, and Venus, and all levels are having that Saturn. So out of 5 levels, this pink and red planets playing at 3 levels. Here at the 3 levels, that itself is indicating out of 5 levels, 3 levels are ruled by unfavorable key planets, and also with the ruler's link, it is indicating weakness. So importantly, that sublord also planet level, sublevel, 2A level and sublevel. Here planet level, 2A level and sublevel, forming ruler link to the favorable key planet, that is Jupiter, star level planet. So that because of that, in Jupiter Dasa, Saturn book the Venus Antra, the native got the loss of job. Presently, she lost the job during that September 2023. Actually, this job is very permanent job. Only she was having that. Suddenly, she had the loss of job from the company. They wanted to reduce the employer. For some reason, they said that she has to leave the job. So there no other way she lost the job. So Saturn and Venus. So then she is going to apply for the job and looking for a new job, and also that is the next process. Now why the question is Jupiter Dasa, Saturn Bugdi, Venus Antra, it has given the change. But previously, in the Ragu Dasa, Mars Bugdi, we were talking the previous Dasa, na? In the Mars Bugdi, Jupiter has given the change, but in same Mars, Venus Antra would have come, right? Like Saturn, Venus, Mars, Venus would have come, na? Mars Bugdi, Venus Antra would have come. But during that Mars book, the Venus Antra did not give the such change or loss of job, how it has given under the Saturn. Why? Venus, it is going to be the same way it is going to give. But why not in Mars and Venus? Because in the Saturn is influenced by Venus, and sublord also Saturn and Venus, right? So Saturn, Venus are strongly connected, and here Venus, Saturn, again sublord is Venus, Saturn. So there is a connection between the Saturn and Venus, between Saturn the Buddhi and Venus Antra, especially under the Jupiter Dasa, because Jupiter already given the green signal for Ketu, Saturn and Venus. But whereas under Mars, if you see that the role of Saturn is present at the support, and role of Venus is not there. Role of Venus only at the 2A level planet, Venus is present. You understand? But all other key planets are favorable key planets of the Dasa Lord. So because of that, when this Venus, which has given the loss of job, or the Saturn Buddhi and Jupiter Dasa, that same Venus under Mars Bugdi, which is not having that Venus influence at the planet level or sub-level and sub-level, when Venus is playing role, the native would have faced some sort of challenges, but not caused any loss or change of job. That is the reason one antra which is capable to give loss of job in its antra under one Bugdi, the same antra planet did not give any such change or loss of job under the previous, that is the Dasa Ragu, Dasa Mars Bhukti. Because when one planet is influenced by unfavorable key planet, Dasa Lord, then Bhukti Lord is having that influence of those unfavorable key planet in the rulers, that is capable to give such changes. That in that the Antara Lord also, which is very well connected to that Buddhi Lord with the favorable and unfavorable key planets, that is going to give, combine it is going to give both favorable or unfavorable. That is called PILT connections. So by practical way of study with the mini chart, you will have a good command on that. And the important thing is you have to study how to find each key planets favorable or unfavorable or mixed. That is most important. Finding the self-signification strength and identifying whether the planet is a favorable key planet or unfavorable key planet or mixed planet. That is important. The next point is that Dasa Lord is under the influence of which are the unfavorable key planets by way of rulers and way of supports and the rulers link, that we have to identify. So that way we can identify which are the planets are influencing the Dasa for the unfavorable or afflicting the Dasa Lord by way of unfavorable. That unfavorable key planets will be influencing the Buddhi Lord also strongly and also Antara Lord. I think you're able to understand. We'll meet in the next video. Good luck.